Hi everyone, I'm Mr. Puckett. Thank you so much for checking out what's only my 7th YouTube video of all time, and today I've got something so different for you. I am so excited. We're actually going to leave my little garage studio and go out to Nashville, Tennessee and talk to some strangers today. I have a preset list of questions that I want to ask them and really find out what is happiness to different people from different walks of life. Now, I wasn't sure how to find these people. I didn't think anybody would want to talk to me in the middle of the street in downtown, so I put an ad on Craigslist. Let's take a look at what the ad said. I'm shooting a YouTube video for a wholesome channel and would like to interview a few strangers. I have 8 questions to ask, all of them that have to do with happiness, love, and community. The only catch? I would love it if you held my puppy or dog during the interview. Now, this ad brought a lot of interesting replies, and a lot of them did not have anything to do with the video. But eventually, I was lucky enough to get a handful of people who would meet with me to answer these questions. Now, even though I had the list of questions, I didn't have any idea what the video was going to be about. You know, it all depended on their answers. Were they going to be, vague and shallow and talk about money the whole time? Or was I actually going to get to the root of some of these people's core being to find out what they want out of life, how they can make their communities better and safer, and really what we found out, what is happiness to different people? Let's get out of this studio and take a look at what we found.
What is happiness?
What is happiness in one word? Take all the time you need. Now I just want you to describe happiness to me. What is happiness in one word? What is happiness?
Happiness is, I guess it's more so how to find happiness, but it definitely has something to do with appreciating the little moments, the tiny things in life, like getting to hold a cute doggy, or, even just enjoying the sound of the wind chimes behind us, or sunlight after a cloudy day. Yes, this is happiness right here.
I mean, if I'm gonna be cheesy, is this right here?
I think I agree.
Happiness is, I think it's hanging out with people that you love, getting to spend time with people, making memories.
I would describe happiness as a feeling you get, a warm sensation that just makes your endorphins, I don't know how to explain endorphins to someone that doesn't know what happiness is. It's just a warm feeling you get in your stomach and your heart that you know you did something right.
Getting to a place in your life where you're comfortable with yourself and able to pursue at least a couple of things that you enjoy doing, whether you're making money at it or not. Just do something you like, and you're not going to be happy all the time. That's the sad thing. You cannot be happy all of the time, but those fleeting moments of joy, getting to do something you like, gaming, painting, writing, whatever the case may be, if you have that time to take care of yourself and do something you enjoy, I'd say that's happiness.
Happiness is I would describe it as a feeling of belonging, a group of people, and togetherness.
One thing I left out of that first segment is just how long it took almost every single person to answer that simple question. What is happiness? We were all able to adequately define a time in our past that we were happy, but it was all defined as a single fleeting moment. So it begs the question, is happiness a state of being that we can live in for an extended period of time, or is it a moment to be experienced, cherished, and then let go? Now, in another round of questions for everybody on this video, I asked, what do you want out of your future? What do you want out of the future of your friends and family and of your community? And every single person had one common answer. They want themselves, they want their friends and family, and they want their community to be happy. But yet none of us were able to actually define what that meant moving forward. And I think of it almost in terms of mental illness. If you're struggling with anxiety and depression at home, but you don't know what it is, you can't fight it head on. You can't get the medication you need or the therapy you need until you're diagnosed. In this case, we need to diagnose happiness if we want to move forward and achieve it sometime in our future. If we don't know what we want, if we don't know what happiness is, how could we possibly strive forward to get it? So, with that being said, let's see what everybody had to say with the next round of questions.
I think the greatest way people spread joy to me is by choosing to lead their actions with empathy. I think it's a very difficult trait to lead your actions with right now. And so when people do choose to be empathetic and loving towards their neighbors, it brings me great joy.
A good smile on your face always goes a long way. Being kind to people, patience, wisdom, maybe drop a little knowledge on youngins if you see them struggling with something. Overall, just having a good disposition.
I like to smile at people, and if I can think of something that is genuinely true, give compliments when I can, and just generally be nice. Try to be kind to people.
Unfortunately, it's been kind of a rough 2 weeks, I think, since it started getting dark out. And I've just been overwhelmed with sadness, like, constantly, to the point where it's exhausting. And we've all been there. It's a pandemic. We're all dealing with that. But, man, the idea of somebody being able to lift that sadness just a little bit, like, just to the point where I could breathe again, that would be pretty amazing.
Sometimes people just need a helping hand.
I have finally gotten to a point where I have really good and supportive people in my life. And I went a really long time in my life without that, and so it has been really nice to have people who care about me and support me and encourage me in what I want to do.
Growing up, we didn't have a whole lot, you know, and I found out really early on the greatest thing I could do for somebody is to love somebody. That's all I had. We didn't have any money. We didn't have any tangible objects, so the most I could do is care for somebody. So I think that's still my greatest trait, in a way. It's still, I love, when I love somebody, I love them unconditionally, and it's a lifelong commitment. So I think that's the nicest thing I do for people.
Now, one thing I learned through those first two segments is that nobody is experiencing happiness for an elongated period of time. We're not living in a state of constant happiness. We're experiencing these moments, however few and far between they may be. We can look back on them and smile and laugh. We can look forward to them with hope. But if we're not in a state of happiness right now or tomorrow or the next day, that's no reason to have negative feelings about it. There's nothing wrong with you if you're not happy right now watching this video. If you haven't been happy for a period of time, there's nothing wrong with you, because none of us are 100% of the time. None of us are 50% of the time. It is a moment in time and not an elongated period. So instead of getting down and having negative emotions just because you're not happy, we need to embrace what's between sadness and happiness and all of these emotions between, and especially the one right in the middle, which I'll call content. Content is not a four-letter word. It is a beautiful state of being where we can go one direction or the other, but we can always hope to be moving towards happiness. So we'll cherish the moments we've had, we'll look forward to the ones that we'll have in the future, but we won't get down about not experiencing happiness 24 hours a day. Another thing everyone mentioned is other people, is spreading this happiness, and it became clear to me, especially someone who lives alone and does not have a lot of human contact, that happiness means nothing unless it's shared with other people. So when you experience these moments, if you have one today, it's Christmas, happy holidays everyone, or sometime next week, share that emotion with other people and let them know how happy you are, because it means nothing if you hold it inside. So, with that being said, I have one more round of questions for everybody, and this is a simple one. I wanted to know what happiness was to everyone in one single word. Let's take a look at what everybody said.
Be joyful?
Love.
Content.
Safety.
Love.
Friendship.
There.
So not only did every single person have a different word to describe happiness, but they all gave somewhat different accounts on what it actually means. Now, I think one of the problems we have here is we always put happiness up on some kind of pedestal, up high on this shelf as some unattainable thing, when you saw the words they gave were all very simple. Joyful, love. We even heard the magic word. We heard content there, which so many people think of as the middle of the road, as not being happy or sad. And mine was safety, and so many people gave them based on what their past experiences were. They look at times in their lives where they weren't happy, they see what was missing from that time, and that's what happiness is to them. So I think one thing this video told me is that happiness, which we spoke about, is not something that we're going to experience for a lifetime, for a week or a month at a time. It's a single moment, but it also means something different to everyone based on their past experiences. So if happiness to you is something that seems unattainable because maybe you haven't been happy very much in your life, we need to redefine the word itself. For me, it's safety. Most of my life, I did not have safety, or a big part of my life, especially when I was on the street and using drugs and alcohol. Safety was not part of my life for a long time, and that's what this studio is to me. It's a safe haven where I can come here and I know nothing is going to go wrong. I have my beautiful dogs. I have everything I need right here. That is happiness to me. So if you're not feeling that, if you're not feeling love and joyful and content, let's rework how we look at those words. We're not going to be happy our entire lives, but we're all going to have those beautiful moments of togetherness and joyful and contentness. We're all going to experience that. So if there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it's that not a single person lives in a state of being of happiness, no matter what you see here on YouTube or on Twitter or anywhere else. We put our best lives out there on social media for people to see. We put the best sides of us out there. And that's something you can do as well, to focus on those amazing sides. So instead of looking back at all the times where I wasn't safe and saying, hey, I've had a terrible life, I can look at how far I've come and say, I have safety now. I have togetherness now. I have contentness. And thank God, I have love now, and I have all of these things that I won't experience every day of the week, but I know I will experience them, and that gives me something to look forward to. And if anything happens out of this video, I hope it does one thing for you. I hope it gives you something to look forward to as well. Happiness may be fleeting, but it's always going to be there in the future. You're going to find it. You're going to find it someday, and you're going to hold on to it, and you're going to look back in this video and say, wow, this is what happiness means to me. It didn't mean what everybody else said it was. It means something different to me, and now I have it. And it's going to go away someday, but I'm going to cherish this moment forever. So with that being said, we're signing off today after we found out a little bit more about what happiness was. I can't thank everybody for participating this enough, all the Craigslist people. I even threw a couple of friends in there at the end. And I hope you guys walk away with this feeling good about all the happiness you've had in your past and looking forward to all the moments you're going to have in your future. So until next time, until whatever big thing we decide to do next, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Have a beautiful day.